All right, so on this project, we're going to transform an old beat-up bar top with some missing tiles. We're going to try to do an epoxy bar top. So first step, we're going to take this old bar top off. We're going to see what we're dealing with. We thought about maybe trying to save it, but you can see here some of the rusty nails are popping through, and it's probably just not worth it. We'll have to chip all this tile off, and that's a lot of work. We don't like to do work. So next we're going to do some demo. We got to see how it's attached. It looks like there are some, looks like it's glued down actually. I don't see a single fastener under here except on that side next to the grill. And on this side I saw some blocks. Oh, we got tile on this side. Oh, this is going to be fun. Yeah, not a single fastener. Nothing here either.
It's just glued in.
It looks that way, yeah. Brought all those tools over for nothing.
Just gonna pound it up.
Maybe try lifting first. We have some muscle, right?
It's on there.
Not that well.
This side, this side.
There might be a screw on that side. There's
Yeah.
a 1x2 on that edge next to you, Bobby. Is it fastened or is it just resting?
It looks like it's resting.
Just resting?
It's support board here for the 1x4.
Yeah, but it's probably not. It's probably just resting on top. Unless there's screws going down.
It looks like it's built to square out the corner. Support, that's what it looks like. Yeah, nothing.
All right, we're gonna see if we can figure out this is attached. Rob's decided to make an executive decision. Just beat the crap out of it. That's what she said. Don't break the glass.
It's on there pretty good yet.
Hit around here. Okay. You want to put something down first? Collect all this tile? You okay just vacuum, sweeping it up?
Shop back.
So big, just an easy clean.
Don't want to get it.
I don't think there's any thin set holding these tiles on.
Just glue on it, right? Yeah, there's no thin set.
Just grout.
Yeah.
Looks like it's just grout.
So it's that pre-cut 12x12 tile that they
Unbelievable.
Welcome to 1987, yeah?
No, but there's no thin set. It's just grout holding that on. That's crazy. I'm surprised they lasted that long.
cut. Some kind of epoxy, I mean, you think?
No, it's nothing. I don't think so. Unless there was, these came pre-adhesive. You just one of those like you get them wet and
Okay, yeah, that's what it is.
clearly not made for this
It's a
application.
mistake. It's not an outdoor application, no way.
Huh. All right. So sledgehammer failed.
That's where it's breaking. From the mortar from the glass bond is broken. The mortar to the deck is epoxied. It's not coming apart there where you want it to. I'm gonna have to hit it like a chisel.
Or a 1 in 5.
Boy,
What's that?
that's all over you.
Yeah. Story of my life.
Instead of scrambling, they're all carrying a little white thing. It's just probably an egg or food or something.
For beer.
Beer, yeah, yeast. Little brewery down there.
Really held on really well.
Piece of, I mean, hey, I guess you could say it lasted probably 30 years.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Not putting up a fight.
No. These pieces of wood under here.
Yeah. Flies right off.
Yeah, they're glued.
Look at it. Yeah, you can see the big dabs of glue that are holding. It's just caulk.
Yeah.
No, Joe, let me kill these ants.
Oh. I thought you were getting a 1 in 5.
Oh, no, I got 5 in 1.
Yeah, but now we gotta touch all that.
No, it's okay. I sprayed this around inside the house. It's not bad.
Nuclear waste. So it looks like now it's held on with just dabs of caulk. So now it's just a matter of prying without breaking anything. Hang on, Rob. We don't want to pry. We don't want to pry too much because of these blocks of wood here. when I take this wood off too, otherwise it's going to bend into the glass. All right, so it was just a little bit of glue. I'm going to put the camera down. This is not one. Keep the camera on there, right? Hang on, don't rotate. Got to come up still. All right, there we go.
Perfect. We can rest it right here. You pick up your camera.
Like a lot of nails come up like that.
There we go, guys.
Rob, you want to go on the other side, buddy? Joe can get the camera. You want to go like Joe is, and I can take.
So we're just pulling some measurements before we cut this thing into pieces. So it's about 103 3/4 long. That's the longest point. Come over here, Bobby, where there's no obstructions. And it's about 30 3/4 wide at its widest. And I don't think we're going to measure this radius. We can always customize that later on. And there we go. So time to cut it up. What we're going to do is we're going to take the circular saw. We're going to set the blade depth just a hair shallower than the thickness of the plywood so we don't hit the tile on the other side and mess up the blade. And then we're just going to run down the middle of it and cut it into a piece. There we go. All right, so we cut it and you just break it in half like that. Pretty easy to do. Just watch your blade depth so you don't hit any of those tiles. You can see we're right on the edge. I might have dinged the blade a little bit on one of the nails. Cheap blade anyway. All right, so now we got it in 2 pieces. This is easier to dispose of now. All right, so we took that piece of plywood off. We cut it up. You guys saw that at the street. And there was a lot of unevenness in the surface of the glass block. And you can see, they really didn't do a good job setting it. But the owner doesn't want to replace it, so we just skim coated the top of the glass block to make it flat. So we just used a little bit of thin set mortar that's rated for glass block use. We just kind of made this as flat as we reasonably could. And when we put the new deck down, we're just going to use a little bit more of this to hold the deck. And we'll obviously replace that support piece on the side there. So just mixed up regular, regular mortar for tile and whatnot, and for glass. It's rated for glass block, and just let it there and let it sit. Probably 4 hours or so, and you should be good to go. All right, so we cut the plywood to size. We ended up going with, what was it, 41 inches deep?
41 inches.
And it's what did we do in length? I don't even remember.
104.
No, it's more. Yeah, 104, somewhere on there on length. What we did is we laid some thin set on the glass block, and we used that to adhere the plywood to the deck, or to the block. We also mounted a 2x4 on the side there for strength, and we may do something similar over here and attach it to that beam just for rigidity. We still have to put 1x2s along the whole perimeter. That'll give us a surface to attach the bullnose tile. So we're now at the stage where we need to just kind of stiffen this piece up and just tile it. So we're thinking about doing some kind of, what was it? It wasn't a glass tile, it was a mosaic of some kind, right? With black center and white border. And we're thinking about doing perhaps a glove, yeah, or maybe some kind of blue to match that up there. So we're kind of at the stage where we just need to finish this off and then start tiling.